All right, third time's the charm. Hopefully we do have some sound here at the moment. And fingers crossed, let us know in the comments if you can hear us, and we'll endeavour to hopefully bring you the rest of the day uninterrupted. Val Furbo here with you on day 10 of the 2025 Australian Open. It's men's pairs action back on deck after a couple of days off, and we have Scott and Jack Cassidy, the father-son duo from Moonee Valley in Victoria, against Luke Turner and Brett Wilkie, the 2009 singles winner, former Jackaroo, multiple world champion, one champion of champions, 2 world outdoor championships. And joining me for his Rinkside Live debut today is Bowls Australia Club Support Manager for South Australia, Brett Herbert. Herbie, welcome.
Thanks, Val. It's great to be here at Broadbeach. Beautiful morning here this morning and not a breath of wind, sun beaming on in. Into our fourth end at the moment. The
score at the moment in favour of Brett Wilkie, who's leading up for Luke Turner. And Luke, it's 4-0 after 3 ends. We're playing 8 to 18 ends in a 2 hour and 15 minute time difference. But great to have everyone's company. Great to be back for the first time in a couple of days. Just had a nice little refresh on Saturday, Sunday, so the voice is ready to go. It's been great to have a couple of days off on the glorious Gold Coast, and a big thank you to Connor Munnings for doing such an incredible job over the last couple of days in women's singles action. He's an absolute star, and he's doing wonders behind the scenes this morning. We'll get the score up and running for you in a second. We've just had a couple of technical gremlins, but thank you for your patience. A couple of people in the comments not so patient, but we thank you anyway. But we are up and running here on day 10 of the 2025 Australian Open, of course, because we're not at the quarterfinal stage yet. We will have a 2 hour, 15 minute time limit.
And Father Scott there, drawing shot, predominantly drawing this direction on the forehand. Had a couple of tight ends early. Queensland just the single shots in the first 2 ends. And then in the third they got a double.
So Jack and Scott playing their first Australian Open, which is fantastic. Jack has actually played the under-18s a couple of times. And both playing out of Moonee Valley in Melbourne. Not too far from where I live, actually. It's on the walking path, generally. We walk past it quite a fair bit and drive past it a hell of a lot. It's a great little club there at Moonee Valley.
Had a roll up there, have you, Val?
No, I haven't actually, but have driven past people rolling up on many occasions. But Scott skips Div 1 and Jack leads in Premier League for Kane Nelson in that rink. Kane is one of the fly-ins that they have at Moonee Valley, and they're a great club. I know that when Kane's been on commentary, they've commented a lot. So 4-0 after 3 ends to the Helensvale duo. Brett Wilkie, the inaugural pairs runner-up back in 2005 when it was played in Darebin. His sole Australian Open title came in 2009 at Shepparton in the singles. His father-son duo. Looking forward to seeing how they go, and it's just wonderful to see a father and son playing.
Yeah, it's a great matchup, isn't it? Father-son as well as Brett and Luke. Should be, and has been so far, very tight.
Yeah, there was an unlucky bowl on the opening end that we just didn't quite see, that didn't go the way of Jack. He went with a little bit of weight, ended up getting rid of their own shot bowl.
Yes, he just needed to rest that bowl, but unfortunately turned it over and went one down.
Speaking of turning, this one is coming in quite nicely for Luke Turner.
Things have changed.
Scott using XGs, Jack using Optimas, Luke Turner using Drake's Pride Conquest, and Brett Wilkie also using Aero Optimas. Brett's kind of those Helensvale coloured bowls that you'll see. Helensvale versus Moonee Valley. And the main reason Luke, he's actually from Hobart in Tasmania. The main reason he moved up to Queensland was to play at his dream club at Club Helensvale. So fantastic to see.
His dream come true.
Yeah. scoreboard up and running. Well done to Connor behind the scenes. He's just done an incredible job the last few days. What has Jack Cassidy got?
He doesn't look too bad. He's got to hold up.
Oh, he's just got a little shave onto that, I think. Can't quite see it. I reckon this might be one more against the Victorian duo. It is. So a brilliant bowl from Luke Turner. And they're just pulling away ever so slightly, 5-0 after 4 ends. Just the consistency of this Queensland duo. The difference at the moment.
Yeah, Brett on the mat has put the pressure on from the start, hasn't he?
Yep. Such a privilege and also daunting experience for Scott Cassidy, having to lead up against a man who was, up until 2023, the only male Jackaroo to win multiple World Bowls Championships titles. Of course, he was joined by Aaron Sheriff, Corey Wedlock and Carl Healy. Have a look at that starter.
It's a great example.
$5-0 after 4. Up on green 1 here at the Broadbeach Bowls Club, as opposed to where we've been for the majority of the Australian Open on green 4, actually in some sunlight for once, which is great. Hopefully the sun doesn't do too much to our cameras, but we will see how we go. We've got Troy Corber watching on in the comments, man who sat alongside us for the majority of week 1. Great to have your company, Troy. We miss you. But we've got the King of South Australia with us.
Yes, Troy was well known with his Nana rug. It was viral.
Yep.
It was trending.
Speaking of trends, I don't know if you saw last night we put up that Dawn Heyman video, or Chrissy and Els wishing Dawn a good night.
Yep. No, that's gone trending as well.
Might have another one tonight. Yeah, we tried to follow in the Hawthorn Football Club's footsteps with the stuff they were doing. So Brett Wilkie with his final bowl of this 5th end, getting through them very quickly.
Good again from Wilkie.
This is superb leading. And if you're Luke Turner, you were just sitting there and saying, oh, how lucky am I? I got one of the best ever to do it leading up for me. And he's just putting all sorts of pressure on for me. Look at that leading from Brett Wilkie. One on, one immediately behind, and then another one on the tee. It does not get more perfect than that.
That's script stuff that if you could put your bowls, that's where you'd put them. This isn't too bad from Scott.
He's
well
made it
done.
a little bit better. Moonee Valley in Victoria, a 2-green club located just on Merry Creek, or Moonee Ponds Creek. Not too far, or about a stone's throw away. And look at the replay there. Brett Wilkie, Connor Munnings just on fire next to us. He's given it the fist pump as well. Of course, we've had the master, Lachlan Williams, who orchestrated these replays. He's been on for us the last 4 days, and he's tried to give us a little bit of Yoda and Luke Skywalker and teach us the ropes.
The coverage has been outstanding, hasn't it? Live stream, great quality games. Yesterday's singles games. Dawn in a really tight game.
Yeah, Dawn, I think it was, that could very well be, and if she wins the title against Olivia Cartwright on Thursday, the coming-of-age performance from Dawn Heyman. That one's just squirting through. And yeah, I think what she was able to produce to win her first match 21-17, then to finally get the monkey off the back against Kelsey Cottrell on the 3rd attempt in the last few years at the AO, and then to save the match against a pretty strong Lena Zalina Ahmad, who's a 2-time Commonwealth Games champion, one of the best Commonwealth Games bowlers we've had. You know, an amazing performance from Dawn Heyman. She well and truly deserves her spot in the final. But Olivia Cartwright, well, she's going to be a hard task. Bit of weight here coming from Jack Cassidy.
He's not afraid to play weight in early games. Something's changed.
And it has worked to perfection. He's had to play a few of those, but now that bowl from his father, Scott, that was waiting right at the back.
Yeah, back bowls like that are never wasted. Always gives you an opportunity.
And that's why, especially when you play weight, you want to have something behind so you can actually play to something and get a result. He's got a really fluid motion, Jack. Not much can go wrong with it. Forward-facing momentum comes off the mat. He sort of glides when he bowls. Very reminiscent a little bit of the way Corey Wedlock plays his game.
A very smooth release. Only young, able to get down, and quite accomplished at under 18 level.
Yep. Has won the under 18 Victorian singles and triples before, and is part of Team Aero as well. So Walter sees something in him at Aero Bowls. Of course, you can head to the Trade Marquee if you want and grab your own set. A little bit of weight coming here from Luke Turner. Not a mile away. Ooh. Shaved Brett Wilkie, so it'll at least be one barring catastrophe here, and I don't see how it can change. So can the Victorians add a second?
Yeah, they certainly need it. Help them steady themselves when you're 5-0 down. Nerves can kick in.
Looking forward to seeing how this day will progress. Of course, we'll get down to, we'll finish off with the round of 32. This is the round of 128, and then we'll have 16 pairs teams in the competition by the end of the day. And then by tomorrow, we'll know who is going to be in the men's pairs final. And of course, that has been one of the showpiece events of the last couple of years with some dramatic encounters. We'll go through those.
Honestly, he might have drawn a second. They're looking. Gonna measure.
Get the measure out, and yeah, it from the camera angle probably looks like might be that of the Helensvale Brett Wilkie bowls, but from where we're sitting, it looks like it could have been just the one. I think it is one. Nonetheless, they're on the board.
Yeah, Scott there just measuring to make sure. Quite an accomplished measurer. He's an ITO.
He is. Was actually out doing the laser measure the other day when Troy made the Dr. Evil reference. So he's no stranger to this Australian Open. He's been on the stream before, just in a different capacity. And the last three men's pair, or the last four men's pairs finals have all been incredible encounters. 2021 was Cody Packer and Matt Johnston. It was won with the final bowl of Cody Packer. Then 2022, Ben Twist and Aaron Wilson defeated Brett Spur and Ben Winther in an extra end. 2023, they were 2 down, Ben Twist and Aaron Wilson, against Aaron Sheriff and Aaron Tees. And it took a piece of disco brilliance to end Omar's chance of a Grand Slam to take 3 on the final end. And of course, last year, we went to an extra end, and it was Jack McShane on the final bowl. So this has been the final, the close final over the last 4 years. It's been the most even, the most exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what transpires ahead of Thursday and who will try and replicate the last 4 years.
Yeah, traditionally the pairs has been very tight, as you're saying, in the finals. That one of Jack McShane's, we drove Kitty into the ditch. And, yeah, just excitement, you know, a young fella. That was an outstanding game. I'll never forget the shot.
And what Nathan Rice did to send it to an extra end, he had to draw 3 on a dime. And he made it happen, which was ridiculous. No one deserved to lose that contest. And, of course, men's singles still to come later on this week on Wednesday. Aaron Sheriff looking for a 4th straight title. He's still going. Lee Schreiner knocked out, which was the big danger game for him. But he might have to play Cohen Litfin again in the semis, should they get there. So plenty to play for at this Australian Open. It's only just getting started. Yes, we're on day 10, but My
Yeah,
word.
second week really heating up, isn't it? The big falling day really yesterday in the singles, and we're getting close to the pointy end and the cream's rising to the top.
And Brett Wilkie is one of those. Look at how he has grouped these bowls together. Bit of jack movement might go astray.
Good there from Brett. Change it up a little.
If I am Luke, I am thinking about possibly getting one back, because any touch on Brett Wilkie's bowl and that jack is going.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not going to be short now. Playing their work off that bowl. Here on the replay. Yeah, outstanding, Brett.
Another picturesque day on the Gold Coast. Not a cloud in the sky here, or maybe a couple of little smatterings of a cloud, but all transparent, all beautiful. Sun beaming down on green one. 4 greens, full of action. This glorious club that is Broadbeach. It's a nice little home there for Scott.
Jack there just underneath. Collected Scott's bowl and put it behind. It could be in a good position now, as much as he wouldn't have wanted his first bowl to miss.
Turner sending that in nicely.
Yeah, that's good bowling there.
Again, a little bit of weight coming from Jack. Just trying to squirt that back if he can. He might get a little lucky rub here. Doesn't want that to go too far. A little bit of danger now of dropping a multiple, but still much to play out.
Luke there looking to go around the back. Make Jack think about the shot now.
Such a vital experience for Jack Cassidy playing against Brett Wilkie, who's been doing it since before Jack was born, and Luke himself has been bowling for 21 years.
It's a better line. This is where he wanted to be. Off of that bowl there. Oh, great shot.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Very good.
That is a ripping bowl either way, because he's just made Luke Turner think about this a little bit. Now, what's the shot here for Luke? If you're standing where he is, Brett, what are you playing? So we look at the replay.
That's a great shot. He really would have wanted that first bowl to do that, to give him a second option. Now he's got no bowls left. So it'll be a backhand shot here from Luke.
It's on a high line. Wants to be careful. Doesn't want to knock this into the jack. Oh.
He moved the jack enough to give it.
Did. I reckon they might be one down now. If it wasn't before. Or is Brett Wilkie grabbing the mat? No, one down they are. So Jack Cassidy manages to save it. 5-2 after 6, rocketing through these ends.
Pressure bowl there from Jack, just to hold his nerve. Had two a bit tight on the line, but just hold his nerve. And consecutive ends for the Moonee Valley team.
They will want to get a multiple at some stage just to really put some scoreboard pressure on. Bowling in the east-west direction this morning, and then we switch to north-south after this for the final 2 sessions of day 10, the 2025 Australian Open. It's all to play for. The fours quarterfinals are set as well. Round of 16 was played at Club Helensvale last night.
Scott's gone the backhand to start there. The first couple of, or 3 ends, he was all on the forehand. Changing hands, changing it up. I'm not sure Brett Wilkie's needing to change much. He is on it.
Yeah, he's got it on a string at the moment, Brett Wilkie. And this is the thing, his opening bowls have just applied so much pressure on the Victorians. Let's see what the response is from Scott Cassidy.
Backhander again. Not bad.
He's close.
Oh. Makes it better.
That is the call from his son Jack, and speaking to them before, father-son duo. At the moment, Jack has the father role as the skip.
Telling Dad what to do.
Yeah. Would you let Cade, your son, in that position, Fred?
No, he gets told pretty quick. Yep.
Yeah. Except maybe on a footy field.
Yeah, I'll let him do the talking there.
Yeah, he goes all right.
How proud must he be, though, to play here in the final 128, Oz Open, with your son?
It's pretty awesome to get through your sectionals when there were no next best qualifiers. It's a really difficult thing to do. They've progressed. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of the match transpires. We're a third of the way through, and there is not much between them. But Brett Wilkie's leading has been nigh on perfect.
Yeah, even that one's not wasted. It's Bacchus bowl. Jack's not far from the shot bowl. Any contact on that could force it back. It's on an angle.
Yeah.
Hard enough, probably put it out.
But then if it goes to the tee, then Brett Wilkie's got the back.
Yeah.
I dare say that will change, but both of these two showing a propensity to play with weight. And Jack was doing that right from the get-go in the first end. So all the tricks at the moment.
Yeah, he'll need every trick to get on top of Brett Wilkie the way he's leading. Just turning Dad's bowl over there. Still 2 down.
So what have you made of the AO so far? Brett, is this your first time coming up?
It is.
Oh, well, how have you enjoyed it?
Well, I landed, on Saturday, and I was straight into it. Mega Bowl Saturday night here at Broadbeach, and wow, what an event that was. That was unbelievable. It was packed here Saturday night.
Scott Zephyr Josh Zephyr, sorry. Thank you, Connor. Getting the prize.
Against a young fella
Yeah.
in the final game.
I think it was it Lockie McEwen?
Not very old, was he?
No, he's, how's this looking?
Oh, that's spattered out, and Scott's bowl is back there.
So one at the moment for the Victorians. They've won the last 2 ends after dropping the first 4.
Quite drawable, really, for Luke. Hasn't really had a lot to do, Luke. Brett's done all the work.
New track, though, so
Wow.
not easy. And Luke says, thank you very much. If that falls over, you'd back that in for sure.
Yeah,
anyway,
looks shot from this angle, but give him, obviously, 2 feet. He can draw that. And you'd expect that at this level, wouldn't you?
Is the replay there of the Jack getting spat out to the side? Feel like that replay button's going to be in action a lot from how this match has been played early on. But great to have your company wherever you're watching from around the world. Rinkside Live, Broadbeach Bowls Club. If you've just joined us, first 4 ends went to Brett Wilkie and Luke Turner. 5-0 was the lead, and the last 2 have gone to Scott and Jack Cassidy of Moonee Valley in Victoria.
Jack now wanting it to settle. He's got to pick it up clean. Oh, he's just spat it out to that bowl of Luke's.
And that's where if you are drawing to a new area and, get it a couple of feet fast, he's held shot, but he's also in a good spot for Jack movement. And now it's a resting toucher without him even putting a touch on that Jack, Luke Turner. Now it's the free kick. Can he make it 2? Possibly sit that ball away. Can land on it if he needs to.
He won't want to hit his own. It'll spit the Jack away from him. Just draw within the area.
He does not want to hit this Jack, but he's okay. His weight's perfect.
It's a great shot.
And a very important multiple because they've cancelled out those last 2 ends. The margin is at 5 after 7. 7 shots to 2. 2 hours and 15 minutes is what we're playing to. 18 ends. And of course, when we get to pairs, and fours as well, if it's mathematically impossible to overcome, the match can finish early.
So, yeah, as I was saying, landed Saturday night, straight into Mega Bowl, then Sunday yesterday at Musgrave Hill. Hosted the mixed pairs there.
How did that all go yesterday?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was a fantastic event. We host 2 of them, one at Robina and one at Musgrave. And both events were won by teams from Harndorf in South Australia.
Harndorf?
Little old Harndorf in the hills.
German town?
Exactly right,
Yep.
yeah. If you've ever go to Adelaide, head up to Harndorf.
Went there back in 2009.
Wow.
Harndorf, and haven't been back since, actually, so...
Yep, German Arms Hotel there,
Yep.
and plenty to see and do up in Adelaide Hills. Beautiful spot.
It is. Went to Adelaide a few years ago for 2023 for Gather Round.
Oh.
It's an absolute hub. I loved it and haven't gone back the last 2 years because wasn't a particular fan of going to the Norwood Oval or the Barossa because I want to go to, if I'm going, I want to watch at Adelaide Oval.
Fair enough. Yep.
So, unfortunately, my team's not great, so might get put at those other venues next year, though. Hopefully.
You could always come and watch the Hawks instead. We're Adelaide Oval.
My wife is a Hawks fan, so dare say that could happen. It's that one there from Scott Cassidy comes in and I dare say lies for shot. But again, Brett Wilkie just putting an enormous amount of pressure on these Victorians. Two-time world champion. And we were talking before, he was one of the longest reigning world champions. Two at the World Bowls Championships, 1 world champion of champions. But we were talking before, Brett, he was a 7-year reigning world champion from 2016 to 2023. And I was actually sitting with him when Gary Kelly and Adam McEwen won the pairs championship. And I said, well, you're no longer the reigning pairs champion. It's got to come to an end. Of course, COVID extended the wait. So, won the fours in 2012 at Adelaide. And that was with...
Great shot here, if he just rolls it out.
I'll see if you can answer who that was with. Brett Herbert?
At Adelaide?
Yep. 2012. So Brett Wilkie was one of them in the fours. Who else was in that fours team?
Oh, too long
14 years
ago
ago.
for my memory.
I'll tell you now. Mark Casey, Wayne Rudiger, Aaron Sheriff.
It's a fair foursome, really, isn't it?
Not bad at all.
Long list of achievements from those 4. Needs to reach here. Yeah, good call there from Scott. He's going to have to come on the backhand. Through that little gate. Little trail's good. There's quite a little funnel in there. He's pointing for it to hold. Hold. Oh. Good shot. Still 1 to Helensvale boys. Just has to reach back to that blue bowl and flop in and he'll have another shot. Another counter.
And he's looking like he might do us or just dead draw it himself.
That is just perfect. Just caught the edge of that bowl on flop.
Good as it gets. It's a touch-up and the pressure well and truly heaped on now. What's the back bowl situation looking like? We do apologise for the cameras just going. Have a look at the replay there. The way this is coming in, that's
worth rewatching, isn't it? What a shot.
That stuff will, it's just so smooth, it'll put you to sleep.
So Jack now, I think he's going to have to play weight.
Yeah. There's a big target, he'll hit something. Puts his hand on the grass for grip. Jack Cassidy, telling bowl in the context of this match.
Yep, weight it is. It's not bad, it's going to change something.
Pinballs through, and it's close.
Hard to see from this angle.
Is very close. He's done something. He might have made shot here, just depending on where that Brett Wilkie bowl lies, but I reckon this could be 2 down for the Queenslanders. Jack Cassidy, he has affected something. This is the replay of it. It's pinballed through.
Just hit it again to bump it out the back towards Scott's bowl. On the bottom left of screen.
So Brett Wilkie.
We're saying 2.
And it was. Not going to lie, I've been very impressed with my eyes throughout this tournament. I never used to be able to tell who was holding or anything like that, but when you do this for long enough, that is an excellent bowl from Jack Cassidy.
You are the master of it, Val.
I wouldn't say master. Speaking of Jack McShane, we mentioned him before. A big happy birthday to the right at home emerging Jackaroo. Turns 20 today. And Olivia Cartwright's 21st birthday today as well. And what a birthday present it was yesterday that she gave herself, getting herself through to the Australian Open Women's Singles Final. She has gone on an absolute rampage through the draw.
Yes, I've been watching Jack, obviously indoor world champion this year at just 19. As I come in from the airport on the Uber, I just happened to pull up at the traffic lights, and I could see on the ditch rink Jack playing against Aaron Teese.
Yep, Teese got him, 21-18.
And then saw Teese last night, and he said no good.
Yep. I can't remember who. I think it was Cohen Litfin that got Teese yesterday.
He said he played unbelievable bowls. He just bowled and bowled and bowled.
Yep.
Teese.
And Teese is one of the best exponents of sportsmanship in our sport. And, we've seen that time and time again. If someone plays a good bowl against him, Teese's like, oh, well, nothing more I could have done.
Yeah, he claps him, doesn't he? He loves to watch the contest. He's got to get the outside of his and just turn it in. 2 Jack High bowls.
Got Swanee Wallage watching on from the Moama Bowling Club. Swanee, the absolute legend that he is, he's messaged me, gone, you've been to Specsavers. Apparently I have. Because the eyes have, they've not let me down. Swanee's just, he's an absolute star. We love getting to Moama every February. It is one of the great clubs in the world, the Moama Bowling Club. Don't know if you've ever been, Herbie, but it is truly a wonderful, wonderful place to watch bowls and to play.
Yeah, have been to Moama. Oh, Scott. Just not quite getting all of the jack there. Probably tucking it in behind Brett's bowls could make it hard to get to. Wilkie stays on the forehand.
This will do the job.
Unbelievable. Great shot.
And this is the problem for Scott and Jack because they're not playing badly. The problem is Brett Wilkie is leading beyond perfection at the moment. And he's making things so difficult for the Victorians to get in and Now they've secured 4 shots. They got their first multiple. But he's just asking the question time and time again.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. He's just getting asked, challenged each time. Jack's got to play a near perfect or ripping bowl just to get... And he's not far away. He's got to be around the front. Oh, that's unbelievable. Just good weight.
And as you said it, he has to play a ripping bowl, and it's fallen over for a toucher as well.
Yes.
But yeah, you said he's got to play a ripping bowl. That's exactly what he's done there. That's what he's had to do on every end. And the mental fortitude of the youngster will get tested.
Luke searching for it.
I think was the instruction, same bowl from Dad. Great to see a father-son combination. When are you going to get Cade out onto the green?
No, it could be a few years yet. I'm the son generation. Played with my father quite a bit in the pairs. Won the club pairs at my home club this year.
Give him a shout out.
With Dad. Hello to Butte. Jack's got to get past here if he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that bowl. He's got the back bowl now.
Luke can't go at it. They've got everything out that side. If they do hit the shot bowl and spit the Jack out, it could go a heap down. He's trying to come into Brett's. That's the shot. Oh.
Wow. Well, now I think if you're Luke, you're playing weight to try and sit that Jack Cassidy bowl and squirt the Jack out to the left of screen because they would be a couple down. Jack has to cover this now. They're holding.
Yeah, good promotion there.
Yeah, got to try and get it into this grouping of Brett Wilkie's bowls here.
Come under and sit that. Oh, he's knocked it in.
What's the bowl here for Luke? Is he trying to just sit that bowl, squirt the Jack out, make 3?
Yeah, I think that's the shot. If he does turn that bowl of Jacks into the Jack, spit it back a foot, he'll get 3. Can also play on the forehand and just trail it, but I think the backhand's the shot. Looking for it.
That's what he's gone for. Has he gone with too much weight here?
Oh, just all the gates.
Works through for a goal. And that'll be one more to the Victorians. So they're fighting back now. They've won 4 of the 9 ends. 2 shots the difference. In for a really good contest. Winner of this will take on Scott Dagwell or Robert Cheshire or Christopher McClay and Corey Thompson. So that's the prospective matchup for the winners of this contest, this round of 128 battle. Round of 64, spot up for grabs.
Team Cassidy not really changing any length. Both teams choosing a couple of metres up from the tee with the mat and the Jack. Comfortable length. I don't know whether shifting the mat length would stop Brett Wilkie from what he's doing.
No, I don't think he's missed a beat, even here. Coming around. Touch-up.
on cue.
We're going to need another bottle from the trade marquee because they are going to run out the way this match has gone. He has been in fine form. Absolutely ridiculous. They don't call him Whiz for nothing. He's an absolute whiz on the green. And he's been doing it for a long time. still in good form, still winning state titles and still winning club titles. He's the Bowls Queensland CEO. He's doing it all, Brett Wilkie.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job.
And my goodness. Get him another bottle.
Another little touch of squirt there.
And Scott isn't playing a bad game.
He's been around the mark. He'll want to reach with this one, that's for sure.
Well, he's behind now, so that gives his son something to play to. He just says, looks back at the other side of the rink and goes, well, son, it's on you now.
And so far, we've seen he's probably up to it. Jack plays some big shots when he's needed to.
Brett Wilkie looking to get another one in.
You want this behind as well. Geez, that's good leading, isn't it? Just knows what to do.
And as he got the respot, it's close, very close for the respot. But that is extraordinary leading from Brett Wilkie. He just continues to pepper this Jack and pepper the heads and ask the question of this father-son combination.
Yeah, ideally, Brett would have liked to come back to the line there near the tee. It's not gonna. The Jack's not gonna go where his bowl is. It's gonna go the other direction if Jack makes any contact. Playing into those bowls.
Now he's got one on, one behind. John Siteman watching on from right next to the rink. Brett Wilkie's leading been outstanding so far. Makes the skip's job a lot easier when a legend is at work like this. Good morning to you, Johnny. We can just see you over there. Just giving us a little bit of a wave as well. He's a star. Comes here from Nova Scotia every year. Him and his mum, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, it's my first time here, but I get the feeling it's like a reunion. You see people from all over Australia and the world coming together. They see each other, play against each other. Jack wanting that to hold. Weight's good. The head's changed a lot. Now that bowl of Brett Wilkie's is actually in a good position. Jack can't play through the gap. If he hits the bowl and the Jack will go to Brett and he won't get anywhere. Luke wanted it come in.
We do apologise for the cameras being a little bit shaky this morning. It tends to be like this on Green 1 sometimes up at Broadbeach. Do appreciate your patience this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. Might get read out, who knows? Brett Herbert might say your name with his dulcet tones. Jack Cassidy. How's he looking here? He's in a good area.
Oh.
He's knocked one out.
One out. That's good.
So it will most likely be down. And Brett Wilkie again just absolutely flying. It's one of his bowls at the end that'll hold sway. Can Luke Turner add in another one and just negate that previous or the last couple of ends?
Be interesting whether Luke puts a bit on to try and trail it back. Could get 3 out of it.
I think that's what he's done. What, he's not a mile away. It's just going to duck.
One of those cautious ones, I reckon.
And I don't blame him. So one, it is played 10 ends already. They are rocketing through this. Not mucking around at all. 8-5 is the scoreline. We've only been playing an hour, and we're already well and truly more than halfway into this match. This has been a very, very quick encounter.
Yeah, experienced bowlers, they know what they're doing. They know the calls.
So, people watching on, we've got Butch Corns watching from Maitland. We've got Deborah Smith in Newcastle. Will McPherson watching in East Lothian in Scotland. Great to have your company. We've also got Jim Cox in Scotland, in Hamilton. Helen watching from Timboon in Victoria down Great Ocean Roadway. Great part of the world near Port Campbell, I believe. Pretty sure that's right. Bev Doherty watching from a sunny Wellington. Steve in New Zealand in Dunedin. Got Vince Calabrese watching from Leppington in Sydney. He's always watching. Vince, great to have your company, mate. Ash and Wendy Allen as well, watching from Hawke's Bay in New Zealand. Great to have all the Kiwi company on Rinkside Live. We've had South Africa, Scotland. We had Nairobi in Kenya the other day, Denmark, Bulgaria. We truly are global. Andrew watching in Padstow. Jean watching from Camden. Rachel watching from South Auckland. Great to have your company, ladies and gentlemen. Rinkside Live, the 2025 Australian Open. And Brett Wilkie is owning the morning. Peter Waters watching from the Epworth Hospital in Richmond. We hope you're okay, Peter. And hopefully a very quick recovery for you from whatever's happened. And hopefully we'll see you back out on the bowling green very, very soon. Tom in Ireland as well.
Just had a request from Trish. The score on Rink 1 is 8-6.
Not sure in whose favour.
No. Not very useful information,
but
probably.
if you want to check, go to results.bowlslink.com.au or the Bowls Now app, which you can get from the app or Google Play Store. And you can check after the matches have finished, after the sessions are done. That's how you can stay on top. There are a plethora of rinks in action right now, so we can't keep across them all. Brent watching in Dunedin. Simon saying, keep going, Valley Boys. Kerry Booth in Lilydale, Tasmania. Radhika Prasad watching from Fiji, I take it. Kerry from Old Bar. Welsh Knight watching from a thick, foggy morning in Baldivis, Western Australia. Callum Bird, or Baird, in the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria. One of my all-time favourite places.
Luke just turning that bowl of Brett's onto the jack. Still well poised. Holding the 3 shots. Might even be 4. How's your eyesight, Val? 4th in?
It's close. It's very close, in fact. I dare say it probably isn't going to stay that way.
No. Great bowl knocking that one up.
Well, it was definitely 3.
Great
it's only
fortune.
1 now. Close for the second here for the Queensland pairing. Luke Turner.
He's swinging around the back here, I think, Luke. That jack is very close to the bowl. Any contact on it?
Oh, that's a superb
Superb
bowl.
Good there.
So if you want to go get the results, results.bowlslink.com.au. There's no live scoring for these matches, unfortunately. So results.bowlslink.com.au at the end of the session. How is Jack gone? He squirted through the gap again. But he's ended up in a really good position here. And I like this from Luke, just coming up to inspect the head.
Yeah, Brett's called him up to come and have a look. Doesn't really want to contact the bowl that's touching the jack. More looking to draw round on the back end, just behind. Leave it in a good spot and another counter.
So it was Luke Turner's dream to play for Club Helensvale, moved up from Tasmania. Of course, we had a Helensvale representative in the men's pairs final last year, or two of them, in fact. Nathan Rice and Flynn O'Shaughnessy. Can we see it again? And in turn, Club Helensvale, well, the Bowls Premier League champions, BPL 21. They went from the doghouse to the penthouse. Last at BPL 20 in November. 3 months later, the unthinkable, beating the Geelong Jets, who were on a rampant, raging force. They were beating everybody and leaving dust in their wake. And Nick Brett put on one of the all-time grand final performances to win the MVP award.
Such is the quality of the players of the BPL. You could be last to first and not much in between. Those guys are just hitting the short bowl there.
So 1 to the Queensland combination. So 9-5 is the scoreline. That's after 11 ends. We are playing this one at record pace at the moment. We've got 7 ends to go. Definitely not going to be worried about time, that's for sure.
I don't think they'll hear the bell. They'll be inside by then.
For sure, but who is going to be inside and victorious is the question. Queensland is in control, but I dare say it could change on a dime.
Wilkie again, just first bowl touch a few inches from the jack. Outstanding leading. I was slightly surprised when I saw him on the mat.
Yeah,
at the start. Yeah. I'm not surprised after seeing what I've seen. It's setting up the ends very nicely for Luke.
What was very similar the other day when we saw Aaron Sheriff in the fours and he's just picked up the mat and started leading, and we all thought, what on earth is going on? Won this tournament 2 years ago by skipping. They have been knocked out. The fours quarterfinals have been set.
Yes, Aaron just getting some drawing practice ready for the singles now. Wilkie comes in again. If he's just on fire.
This is insanity, what he's putting together.
Big target now, though, for Scott. On the forehand. Either of those bowls, jack through. Got to reach. He looks okay. Take the jack. Take it clean.
And he's followed it through.
Well done, father.
So, ticking down towards the finals of the Australian Open. Men's pairs and women's singles on Thursday on broadcast. That's on Fox Sports, KO, Sky Sports NZ and SBS Viceland on free-to-air here in Australia. Then we've also got men's and women's fours and one of the multi-disability matches on the secondary rink, which will be on Bowls Australia's YouTube channel. Then paras on Thursday as well on a third rink. That'll also be on BA's YouTube. Then on Friday, we'll have the women's pairs and men's singles. Fox, KO, Sky Sports NZ, SBS Viceland. Then we'll have, I think, one of the over 60s on the secondary rink, the 2 junior finals. And then again, more on the third rink as well. So there's plenty to look forward to later on this week. Titles galore up for grabs. Player of the tournament as well. Olivia Cartwright looking pretty strong on that front. Still in the women's pairs and fours as well as the singles. So it's looking like Liv might be in a pretty good spot. Same with Dawn Heyman. I think it will be a female this year for player of the tournament.
I'm going to test your quiz knowledge. How many females, males, do you know?
I know, so Lara Butler won it last year. I can actually go back and tell you who they were. It's on the AO website.
I thought you'd be all over that, Val. Your memory is impeccable.
You are too kind.
That's a good shot there from Jack, just getting him behind.
So, actually, has been more females than males that have won it. Only 2 males have won the player of the tournament. Ryan Bester, 2018, Aaron Sheriff, 2019 and 23. Natasha Van Eldik, 2016, Ellen Fife, 2017, 21 and 2 were both Kelsey Cottrell, 2024, Lara Butler. Dare say it'll be another female in 2025, depending on results, but it's looking pretty promising for a lot of them. Dawn and Olivia.
Jack around the back here. Jack high bowl from Luke. Something that Jack can use.
Yeah, can sort of sit off it and then just work his way in.
Absolutely.
Make a couple.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to move. Well, if he moves it back, he's okay. Even if he sits that bowl away, maybe he could possibly lie 3.
Just want to catch the inside of that wing bowl.
Jack Cassidy. Oh, he's going to cut under.
Nervous weight.
And I don't blame him, in fairness.
You got one, you hang on to him.
Yep. Lost a couple of ends in a row. We've played 12 now. It's 9-6 in favour of the Queensland combination, the Helensvale duo. Luke Turner and Brett Wilkie. Brett Wilkie leading up a storm for Luke.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you wonder whether the Cassidys change of length, try and throw Brett a little bit. Looks like they've gone a bit longer. Right to the tee. So they have.
Scott Cassidy, finance manager in Melbourne. Also an ITO in his spare time. Always around the Bowls Club. Skips Division 1 for Moonee Valley.
Yes, he told me he's not the favourite ITO at the moment because he's not going to the venues because he's still playing.
Yeah, Bob Carlson's worst nightmare.
Well, that one's a bit through. It's still on the deck.
Just to make Jack Cassidy more impressive, he's doing a double degree business commerce at RMIT in Melbourne. Not easy to get into. Speaking of doing things that aren't easy, Brett Wilkie's making it look easy. But that is incredibly hard, what he's been doing this morning. He's not missed a trick at all. Owning green 1.
He's probably almost 2 feet behind the Jack with a toucher. Probably his worst bowl for the day, really.
Yeah. And that's saying something. If that was my worst bowl for the day, I'd be very, very pleased.
Absolutely.
Considering how poor my pedigree is.
He's given himself the chance to draw again. He's got one just behind. Oh, the weight looks good.
Simply and utterly glorious.
Wowee.
It's the most room Scott has had to deal with, which is just insane.
Scott's just got to provide something for Jack to use, whether it be a bowl. Sit that bowl so he's got something in the head. He's might trail here.
Needs to stay on at the back. Does. He's got two right on the precipice of the ditch. What's Brett Wilkie got for us here?
I reckon he'd be just round the back, somewhere near the ditch.
Yep.
Yep.
Spot on. Changeover, and it's 3 currently. I would say. No, maybe 1 or 2.
Going 2.
2, yep. Yeah, I was looking based on the screen, but yeah, the head's not too far from where we're sitting now, and I think this is probably 2 at the moment to the Queenslanders. No one has scored more than a 2 in this match. We've played 12 ends, so 2/3 of the way through. A big multiple could be the difference for either side now.
Yeah, Jack will be wanting to get around the mark here, in amongst the head. He's not bad. Even second wood.
It's close for second shot. I reckon he might have just done it, but I'm not sure. Luke Turner, I reckon he's got pretty good weight here.
Yes.
That is the one. Right in front of it. Now, if I'm Jack, I'm possibly thinking about giving this a little bit of a whack. Not too much.
Well, any contact's going to put the Jack back, and as we said earlier, Scott's got both bowls within a foot of the ditch. If he gets the Jack in the well.
There's the replay. That's how that shot bowl ended up lying there. Jack Cassidy, what have you got? It's going to cut under, so that's... Well, he's going to go through, and where's this going to lie? Yeah, Brett Wilkie saying, get down here.
Yeah.
We need something to cover the back, because if they squirt that Jack back, well, we're in trouble.
What are we calling it? We got 2 and a measure?
I think 2 and a measure. Very, very close for the third.
Luke's around the back too. You've got to get past that one.
Well, that's a really good home to be in. Might have wanted another couple of centimetres further back.
If Jack hits that bowl onto the Jack, there is a gate to get through the 2 Helensvale bowls. But it could also hit one of them and bounce back, and then who knows what's going to happen. But if you can get it through the gate into the ditch... But they are 2 or 3 down.
1 bowl to come. This is a really big bowl. Does he go for it, or does he minimise the damage?
You can't be halfway. If he spits that Jack 2 feet, they're in big trouble. Still deciding.
Backhand it is. What will these Aero Optimas conjure up? I think he's going for the Jack here, trying to spill it out. And he's gone around the back. So a free kick and a huge one at that here for Luke Turner.
Yeah, he had to play that way, just to sit any of those bowls and stay in, or hit the shot bowl and get the Jack to the ditch.
So what would you say they're holding here? Is this 3? It's 2 and a measure. Just put another one in and it could be 3 and a measure here. And this could blow it wide open. A 3 here makes it a 6-shot margin. With 5 ends to play.
Match on a knife edge.
And then if it stays that way, it could be over with an end to play. How good is this from Luke Turner? That is turning beautifully.
Unreal.
1, 2, 3. It's 3 and a measure. Finger measure at the moment.
I don't reckon ITO Master of Scott will let the finger measure.
No. Reckon this could be a 4. It's close. Connor Munning's already called it.
It's already a 4, yep.
Yep, that is a glorious result for the Queenslanders, because now, I said at the start of the end, a big multiple could break it open. The margin's at 7, and danger signs for the Cassidys. Five ends to play. They are 7 shots behind. They cannot let it get any worse.
Back to that little bit medium length end. And really, it doesn't matter what length it is, the way Brett's been bowling. Big crowd here, isn't it, at Broadbeach? Lots of people watching. The second week's dwindled down. Last night at Helensvale, Fours knockout, it was packed.
Yep, it was great. Absolutely fantastic.
There were some big games there on there last night.
Yeah, there were. Actually, a guy I played in an under-10s premiership with, still going, Jordan Margariti, so shout out to him, the men's fours.
Under-10s premiership in football, Val?
Yes, and I only played 2 years because I realised that footy was probably not for me. I got a little bit scared. I reckon I might have had one or two touches in that grand final, but I'm a premiership player.
There you go. What position were you, mate?
Centre-half bench.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Oh, it was back in the days where you play all around. I played the next year as well. We lost in a grand final.
Oh.
That was upsetting. So I was 1-1.
So you feel like you've done enough in your career, premiership early.
Yeah. I thought, you know what, let other people have a chance.
Yeah.
I wish that was the case. Was skilled when there was no pressure on me.
Right. The Thursday night specialist, they call that.
Yeah.
Trains the house down.
Yep. Well, playing the house down is Brett Wilkie. More exquisite leading. It's a precarious end for these Victorians. They'd had it within... Well, they were down by 5 after 4. Got it back to within 2 after 9 at the halfway point. Was 7-5, but things just getting out of hand a little bit for them. Sure what the tally is at the moment. Very, very close for 1. Could still be 2 to Brett Wilkie's bowls. Doesn't want to promote that. He does not want to promote that, Luke Turner.
Yeah, another one for the Victorians. team in the head. Looking for it now. Jack's thinking, play onto it. No, going to reassess.
Four ends to play after this. They do not want this scoreline to get any worse, because the worse it gets, the quicker doom comes. And he's knocked that bowl away. Now, what is the verdict? It hasn't really affected the shot bowls or which ones are closer. Brett's going to get down and do a finger measure. Who has got the mat? It is 1 to Wilkie and Turner. So the margin now at 8. 4 ends to go. And, of course, a maximum count is 6. If that is impossible to rectify or impossible to overcome, so say if you're 7 ahead with an end to play, that's curtains. So at the moment, by this margin, we only may have 3 ends to play. This is where it starts to get a little bit dangerous.
Interesting, they've gone the tee with the jack in this direction. It's worked out for them with the big multiple before, even though it was Victoria that rolled the jack.
And I don't mind it, because if you're getting it far up enough, look at that from Brett Wilkie once more. But, you know, things can go in the ditch, and that leaves less bowls for your opponent on the rink when they're trying to chase and trying to make big totals to get back into the match very quickly. It's going to make things very difficult for them. So I don't mind the tactic.
Yeah, agree. Worked very well for him in the previous end in this direction. Just a little hold up. Scott's just had a little break, perhaps tactically.
Don't mind it.
Sometimes you just got to do what you can do. Rocketing through these ends, 14th end. That little break did Scott some good, not bad. Good weight. Second wood.
Troy Corber in the comments. They can't lose from here with the way Brett Wilkie is bowling, and in fairness, it's looking that way because he has been bowling the house down, and another one in a very good position. Absolutely loving what I'm seeing from Brett Wilkie this morning.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Sorry, Val. He's been amazing, hasn't he? I just had to agree with you. He's amazing.
There are no superlatives to describe how well he has played. So impressive. And, he wanted the jack. Can it stay up? It can. Can't afford bowls to go into the ditch now if you're the Cassidys.
If you're an up-and-coming leader, watching this display from Brett Wilkie, he's put bowls on the jack, he's put them one behind, and the old saying, 1 on 1 behind, or in case of 3 bowl triples, 2 on 1 behind.
And that is exquisite. Another multiple here, and it could be curtains for the Cassidys. They are in a very precarious position. This is, in the comment from Jay, vintage whiz. And that Seinfeld episode, I'm the whiz and nobody beats me. Well, that's how it's been today. One still for the Queenslanders.
There's a question in the comments. What bowls is Jack using? He's using Aeros.
Aero Optima.
The Optimus in a size 3, I reckon. And sponsored by Aero. Luke's just got to play into this group now. If you can sit on that shot bowl of Scott's, they'll make multiples. That's a brilliant bowl. Wow. That is a great bowl. Turn that out. Could be 3 now.
It's getting really dangerous. A 3 here. And
not bad, though, from Jack.
It's close.
Reach.
Has he got enough on it?
Wow.
Just out of the equation.
Yeah, being a little narrow, Jack, it's probably got wider as the game's gone on. It was very dewy when we got here. Roller was rolling. Everything was really damp, and now the sun out would have dried out the green, which looks magnificent. Fantastic job they do at Broadbeach.
Yeah, they do. The greenkeepers here, Alan, Les, Chris, and of course Aaron Sheriff, if you don't mind. Big weight coming.
Jack unloads.
Missed everything.
Wow.
So, one more for Luke Turner. And he's got one at the back already. Now I think he just needs to apply the pressure here. Is he going to get one in the way? No, he's going to... I think
Jack high.
Is he going to count? Oh, you better believe it. I think he is.
I reckon he's in.
So this is... What do you think this is lying at here? This is... I think this is 3. Could be 4. I'm saying 3. Which would make it... What would it make it? 17-6.
Which is their closest bowl there?
Just at about 3:30, I would say that one there. Maybe the one behind, but this is really dangerous because any trail on that Jack, and I'm not sure. I think this has to be a dead draw. Is he going to go wait, Jack Cassidy? What are you doing if you're in this position?
I'd say panic. That's what I'd be doing. No, He's not going full weight.
I don't mind this because full weight would have been dangerous.
Yeah, just sitting any one of those bowls will give him shot. He's a bit better with his grass because they have been bending late. He needs to sit that bowl.
Oh, look, Brett Wilkie again will hold sway. Is it just the one or is it a couple? One taken out.
It's a really good shot by Jack under pressure. Played the right weight for it. Any of those bowls to sit is going to cut numbers out, surely.
Absolutely needed to cover. So got the TV cameras coming in as well. Channel 9 on the Gold Coast coming to film. Absolutely fantastic. We love the coverage the AO is getting. Umpire called for the second shot. 14-6. It's at least 1, so it's at least 15-6 here, Brett. Which makes things very precarious. So we're measuring for the second. If it's 16-6, makes things all the more difficult for the Victorians. And, of course, while we wait, BPL Cup registrations. bowls.com.au/BPL Cup. Get your team regos in now.
Yeah, BPL Cup, what a wonderful event that is. Club-based. You can enter with team members of your own club and go all the way to Pine Rivers.
Yep. Play alongside the BPL stars, the international stars. It's a wonderful event. The magic of the cup, hey?
Oh, it really is fantastic. As a person lucky enough to have got through our state in South Australia and play there in 2019, and that was the highlight of my bowls life at that stage. It was amazing. We were so well treated at Pine Rivers. They do a great job.
So that reminds me, that was BPL 10 back then, the Ospreys' first event, 2019 at Pine Rivers.
And you've done that without Googling. You are amazing, Val.
I do what I can. I do what I can.
ITO here with the laser.
So, I reckon that's 2. Absolutely running away with it now, 16-6. And I tell you what, if they score a 3 in this end, game over. Oh no,
It was 1.
It was 1, sorry.
I reckon it was 1.
Was 1 in the end, apologies. (15-6) is the score. So 4 on this end for the Queensland combination. We'll end it now. What a strong position to be in. Next session kicking off at 11:45. We're going to have a round of 64 action for you. That is still to be confirmed, so you're going to have to stay tuned to see who is going to be playing.
Wilkie again setting up the end very well. One thereabouts and one just behind. As I was saying before, textbook leading from Wilkie. Showing this to a new bowler. You don't want all your bowls on the jack, just creates a big target, and Wilkie's done. Not bad here from Scott. It's a little short. As I was saying, just new leaders don't want to just build a big head around the jack. Positional bowls is very important. Getting them behind, one on, covering it up.
He's been stupidly good.
Just 9 News next to us, just interviewing players.
Yep. When are you jumping on?
No, I can't say that.
Nah,
that would be my thing.
They've got to interview Brett Herbert if they know what's good for them.
I was built for radio, mate.
You are built for the big screen, my friend. Brett Herbert, the film starring Brett Herbert. I'd watch it. I'd be front row.
I don't know whether too many more would, Val, but thanks for that.
I'll be there. Did go to the cinemas on my days off, went and saw Lilo and Stitch because 6-year-old me saw it at the movies, so the original. Went and saw the live-action remake as well.
The remake?
Yeah.
And how does it compare, mate? And
it was actually one of the better live-action remakes that they've done, Disney, because some of the others have been absolute trash, but the still not as good as the original. I don't know why they've got to play around with endings and change things. It's just, the first one worked. Just remake it. It's not hard.
Well, then you know what to expect going in.
No, but it's the whole reason why I'm seeing it, because I know what to expect. So, well, that's gone back a little bit. And Jack has gone into the ditch, but
Brett's bowl. Oh, God.
Brett Wilkie's bowls are now stalking the Jack after they've finished lying. That's how well he's played this morning. It's
poor old Jack Cassidy. He'll be dreaming and he'll see Brett Wilkie's bowls.
Yep.
Nightmare.
Yeah. And he hasn't, he's played well. It's just Brett has been ridiculously good. And Luke Turner in turn.
Oh, well, absolutely. When it's had his opportunity to draw another, he's just done it.
He's made good with the free kicks. Now have a look at this here. So you can see here, he's come through, he's hit Scott's bowl, and then That's trailed the jack into the ditch, and Brett Wilkie is bowling that well that he's following the jack without touching the bowl.
Yeah.
That's how well he's playing. And Jack Cassidy has come in very close there, but still won.
Turning out. Could be a little bit heavy. Better to reach and be short.
So now the question is if he can. Well,
is it
last one? I think it's one to Brett Wilkie. The opportunity for the bowl is there. So if he takes the bowl out and stays, they could lie 4.
This end at the opposite end into the commentary box, so we can't see it live up close.
So he's gone for it. So the bowl for 3, it seems. He's not far away. Doesn't want to take out his own. Well, inconsequential there in the end. So one more to the turn.
It was.
Oh no,
Cassidy's did have it. I thought that on the angle.
Okay.
They did have it, yep.
There you go. I was looking at the marker there. Yeah, all right. Well, one less to the Wilkie combination and one more to the Cassidys.
So that makes it
15-7. So they need to score a 2 on this end, the Cassidy combination, to keep this match going into its final end. If the Wilkie Turner team drop a 1 or score, this will be the final end of this duel. Have they stuffed up for Jack Roll?
No, they've gone Matt up, and to their credit, they're trying something. You can't fault that. Matt up, give it a go. Something's got to change.
Well, when you're chasing a number, you've got to make sure that if the ends are short, you've got to be passed.
Sometimes when you do this and you get a little multiple, you think, why didn't I do that on the 6th end instead of the 16th? Good start there from Scott. In around behind. Good bowl. Again, has bowled pretty well.
Yep. So before that last end, they'd won 5 of the last 6, the Turner-Wilkie combination. So from 7-5 ahead at the conclusion of N9. After N16, they went to 15-6, largely thanks to a monstrous 4 on N13.
This might be Scott's length, I reckon. That's another good shot. Just in behind, if he can get to it. Great shot. Wilkie on the forehand. We're just looking to sit them both. Spit the little jack out. Now what's Scott going to do? He won't want to make it any bigger. The target. Oh, good replay there of Scott's bowl.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Scott Cassidy, if they can manufacture a number here, we could have a grandstand finish, and he has
great bowling to Scott.
Done his utmost. Asking for a time check. No, you're only 2 ends to go. You're easily going to get there.
Keeping his character. Good on him. What a champion Jack is.
I think he wants to keep playing because his dad's come to the party, and for the first time, he is demolished Brett Wilkie here.
Oh, there he goes. He's checking his watch. About time. Well, he can go home and say, I beat Brett Wilkie on one end, can't he?
So Jack now going to go around the back just to keep something back there. So now, so they're holding 3. 3 gets to 15-10 if it stays that way.
I don't think Luke wants to keep it that way. He's just gone bang.
Yep.
Out to...
And 1 down at the respot, which means, now they've got 3 short bowls. Maximum they can make here is 4. No, 3. The maximum they can get here is 3, so it's still enough to make this go one more end.
He's trying to get it to run out here, Jack.
So a 2 will force another end for the Victorians. There's the replay of that drive.
Yeah, great shot.
So, yeah, that's how things lie at the moment.
Yeah, we've been singing Brett's praises, but Luke too, just putting bowls where they need to be. Just needs to put them in areas where can't get a multiple against them. How quickly the heads change, don't they, at this end of the tournament? Quality bowling. You think you're sitting pretty with 3 nice close bowls, and before you know it, you're down. And hands being shaken.
There it is. Not going to bowl the final bowl because they know it's not going to be rectified. Luke Turner and Brett Wilkie. It's a 1 in the end, I believe. We'll get that confirmed. Double check.
Or we may not.
Double check what the final end was. We can get that in a sec. Connor will go and run there, but we think it was a 1 in the 1 to... Was it 1 to the Wilkie combination, Connor? Maybe double check that as well. We will double check in a second, but we are going to be finishing after 17 ends. The match is over. It's Brett Wilkie and Luke Turner who put on an inspired performance to get that match won in 17 ends. The matchup in their next round will be between Scott Dagwell and Robert Cheshire, or Christopher McClay and Corey Thompson. That match still going on at the moment, but we're still not 100% sure what match we're going to be bringing you in the round of 64 because there's 2 different rinks. We'll either be doing rink 1 or rink 2 here on Broadbeach Green 1, and we will bring that to you at 11:45 a.m. So in just on 53 minutes, we'll let you know which match we are going to bring you as Connor runs back. What was the final score in the end, Connor? 1 to the Wilkie combination, as we suspected. So 16-7 was the final score after 17 ends to Brett Wilkie and Luke Turner over an inspired Scott Cassidy and Jack Cassidy. They played well. It was just a brilliant performance from the Helensvale duo. So 16-7 the final score. Brent Herbert and I will be back in 50 minutes' time for the next match. You'll find out who we're calling. When we find out who we're calling, we'll decide in the break and move the cameras around. But Brett, thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Val. Fantastic.
Big thank you to Connor Munnings as well behind the scenes, doing a wonderful job as per usual. He can do it on the mic. He can do it behind the scenes. He's an absolute star. We'll be back in 50 minutes' time. We'll see you then.